Nick, good morning. It's about 9 a.m. here in Southern California, and this is what I woke up to this week. Flood watches on Monday, new reports of cyber risk in cranes from the Wall Street Journal yesterday, hackers for hire in the New York Times today, and then nationwide AT&T wireless outage. So as far as we know, as of this moment, it's not a massive cyber attack, but if I could put this week into a theme, it really feels something like just a reminder of fragility in critical infrastructure. So I want to focus on the latter. What's happening?
Yeah, morning, Chris. This morning I woke up and realized that I didn't have directions I needed to take my son to daycare because my phone and the map apps weren't working. So the impact felt very real for me, and I'm sure for many others. What we do know is that AT&T today reported a nationwide outage for their customers. We did also see some initial reports from Verizon and T-Mobile users, but those cell providers have clarified that their users were trying to call AT&T users. So we first saw reports of outages around 3:30 a.m. this morning, Eastern time. And as of late this morning, AT&T is now reporting that 75% of its network has been restored. So Chris, what do you think are the key takeaways for risk management professionals?
Yeah, thanks, man. I just jotted down a quick five. So the first one is this happens and it's going to happen again. Today's a reminder that this kind of thing happens, and that can be overloading on a network. It could be software related. It could be something more malicious, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Second bullet is that just the importance of communications in general, and specifically for business continuity and incident management or crisis management teams. You want to think about the importance of multimodal communications. This is also an important reminder of the importance of mobile applications and overcoming adoption challenges. Nick, you've been doing this for a while, me too, since like 2012. For more than a decade, the industry as a whole has struggled with like, how do you get mobile app adoption for critical communications? But days like today just remind us of the importance of that. The fourth recommendation is to know where the issues are in terms of your team and your organization. Quick two-way notifications using the Wi-Fi channel, using email, using those mobile apps with a two-way response will let you know where the issues are, and I think that's important. You don't want to be surprised if another issue compounds and hits today. And the last point I just want to make is you want to practice this. You in your tabletop exercises. Obviously, you need to run tabletop exercises. We ran a recent one with PreparedX, a great organization, where New England Hospital suffers a full, in that case, it is cyber related, but it goes to full outage, and the whole hospital had to go back to paper. That would be brutal, but you want to practice and you want to prepare. Nick, from a human element, what do you think the takeaways are?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Those are really great tips. One thing I've learned over the years as a risk management practitioner is the human element is very real. So even when there's no impact to the company or immediate risk to employees, like I said, that human element is very real when that cell coverage is lost. We know when there's cell network blackouts like this, it's very common to see municipalities report their 911 dispatch centers being flooded with calls about cell phones not working or stuck on the SOS function. And so even though those people are not experiencing an emergency, they're still calling 911 because losing access to information on our phones feels incredibly jarring, and it can feel like an emergency. So I think as risk practitioner, it's important to still reach out to our employees and offer support. And I also like to encourage what I call an emergency information plan. How do we access key information when our cell phones stop working, right? Consider downloading key information, not just contacts, but for example, maps. I mentioned earlier today, I didn't know how to get to my son's daycare center. And that's a big one for me. I'm overly reliant on mapping apps to get around town, even though I've lived in Seattle for almost 10 years now. How do I know how to get to the nearest hospital from key locations like my home, work, or school? And also think about how any app while traveling can become inaccessible. We often use our phones for so many things, to include accessing banking information, making payments. So it's worth it to encourage employees to take that extra couple of minutes of time to think about their daily use of their smartphones and what critical backups we might need in the event of unexpected loss of cell service.
These are great points, Nick. We appreciate it. To all of you listening, if OnSolve can be helpful to you today, please don't hesitate to reach out. Make it a great day.